Hi, good day. I'm Cyril Ryan A. Lituañas, one of the team's representatives to present our paper entitled An Outlook of Catholic Religious Youth Organizations in the Time of Pandemic, a case of the Student Catholic Action of the Philippines. Together with me in this presentation is Mr. Frence M. Boiser.
Hi, my name is Frence Boiser. I am a graduate student of the Department of Communications, and I am also a national volunteer of the Student Catholic Action of the Philippines National Secretariat.
Allow me as well to present the members of the research team. Jonathan P. Reginales from Ateneo de Manila University, Elirie P. Cruspero from Parañaque National High School, Susan Obo from Tabon M. Estrella National High School of Surigao del Sur, Leslie Ann Garcia of Sierra Bullones National High School, Bohol, Melvin Pedrosa, Archdiocesan Commission on Youth, Archdiocese of Cebu. This video presentation will cover the short introduction, background and rationale of the study, objectives and methodology of the study, presentation of key results, insights and recommendations. Without further ado, let us now begin the presentation. Student organizations and movements play a vital role in student life in universities and schools. Educational institutions worldwide acknowledge its importance by providing support, services, and venues where students can interact, organize programs and activities, and initiate social engagement projects. The Church also recognized the importance of students and youth organizations by encouraging archdioceses, parishes, and universities, and high schools to provide personal growth opportunities, establish a relationship with Christ, and community involvement. Studies have affirmed that youth involvement in several organizations would yield to the formation of identity, spirituality, and high engagement in society. It also supports mental health, especially in the time of the pandemic, such as the case of the Student Catholic Action of the Philippines, a national organization affiliated with the International Young Christian Students recognized by the Pontifical Council for the Laity and an active member of the Federation of National Youth Organizations, an association of national Catholic religious organizations directly coordinating with Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines Episcopal Commission on Youth. The movement is said to be the pioneer Catholic religious organization in the country that was started in 1936 by a Colombian priest due to some faculty members' secularized practices in the University of the Philippines, Manila. Currently, the religious youth organization is present in more than 300 sectarian and non-sectarian schools, assisting and providing spiritual and formative leadership programs to secondary and tertiary students. However, the pandemic has caused students' initiatives to become limited and restricted, affecting the movement's processes, formation programs, activities, and resource generation capacity.
Hence, the paper aims to assess the pandemic's impact on SCA in terms of formation, organization, social engagement programs, current needs, and readiness to digitize its processes and programs. Finally, the paper aims to provide insights into the movement and other religious youth organizations in delivering online programs and services. The study was conducted by a team of formators from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The team conducted an online survey which focused on the following areas: assessment on the implementation of the core formation programs, level of optimism and pessimism of students as regards the learning setup in their respective schools and universities, challenges of the SAA units, readiness of the local units, suggestive approaches and strategies in the delivery of the programs and skills and values. This study has a quantitative method approach by gathering data and analyzing them using descriptive statistics and correlated variables. The qualitative method approach includes gathering data on suggestive approaches, including the desirable skills of student leaders who were thematically analyzed and categorized. The results were also validated through focus group discussions with several student leaders from NCR, Central Luzon, Southern Luzon, and the Visayas. The team gathered and analyzed the data to form insights and recommendations in preparing the conduct of Student Catholic Action of the Philippines in the time of pandemic.
The four stages of SA formation program is an essential element and part of Student Catholic Action's core programs. Most of the units have not accomplished the implementation of the four stages of SCA membership. Only about 30% have accomplished the said formation programs. The primary reasons for not having the programs implemented are COVID-19, lack of time in the implementation, and financial resources. Some of the reasons also include lack of assistance from the formators and facilitators, lack of access to the formation modules, lack of support from school administration, lack of skills in organizing formation programs, lack of coordination, and laxity of the officers and animators. Surprisingly, student leaders have identified three most prominent challenges schools and universities face during the pandemic. These are internet connectivity, communication between students and teachers, fear and anxiety on the coronavirus impact. Unemployment of parents, mental health concerns, basic needs such as food for the students or families are also identified as challenges. Laptop or desktop ownership is less of a concern by all the sectors of the movement. Student leaders are very optimistic that administrators and key leaders in schools and universities can manage the pandemic well. Regarding the level of satisfaction on the learning setup prepared by their schools and universities, SCANs in the units are generally satisfied. Many respondents expressed high optimism regarding SCA Philippines. All major stakeholders believe that the best option for the new academic year would be blended. Some activities and formation programs will be online and some will be face-to-face, following proper health protocols prescribed by the government.
The respondents provided creative suggestions in terms of approaches and activities. The suggestions were categorized into three themes: formation, community and organization, action service. Student leaders and animators believe that prayer activities and online formation programs will continue. In terms of community and organization development, student leaders and animators believe that planning is crucial with several members' consultation. The other themes are digitalization, resource generation, and community building. Four key areas where student leaders and SAA units would want to focus on as social engagement initiatives are relief operations, online formative fora or webinars, technology support, and social enterprise. Students and animators themselves expressed desirable skills and values during this time of the pandemic. The skills expressed are categorized according to the 7 C's of SAA leadership. These are character, competence, community orientation, Christ-centeredness, creativity, and credibility. Skills identified as needed for student leaders and SAA units under character are empowerment and resiliency. Competencies identified are communication skills, people skills, leadership skills, new media skills, accompaniment, and other life skills. Community orientation is necessary for this online setup, most especially cooperation, teamwork, unity, participation, collaboration, motivation, bayanihan, and volunteering. At the heart of every leader, being Christ-centered is the inspiration expressed in faith and prayer. Desirable skills under commitment include time, talent, and character. The work of the movement also requires creativity. In this pandemic, student leaders desire to be creative in leadership, formation programs, and accompaniment. By being a good role model and witnessing, student leaders aim to be credible. These are the critical insights of the study. SA leaders and animators express a healthy and positive attitude towards managing religious organizations in the time of pandemic. While the pandemic impacts all forms of student engagement and organizations, several initiatives include dialogue, consultations, and listening to student leaders' fears and anxiety are helpful approaches in leading and managing faith communities into transitioning digitalization. The whole experience is unique and contributory to discovering methodological approaches to online spiritual and formative programs focused on community values. The results provided clarity of direction, skills, values to focus on during the pandemic for the religious organizations. Religious organizations in the time of pandemic continue to share their mission with adaptation without compromising the identity. They remain to be active support in the mental health capacity and spiritual development of students. The results further reveal that student leaders' creativity and innovation by translating regular formation programs to digital format are high and suggest new themes and trends such as online youth leadership, developing online interpersonal skills, and managing online youth conflicts. With most religious youth leaders translating programs and digitalization, organizational structure, formative programs, approaches, and strategies have to be reimagined as it becomes borderless.
In conclusion, religious organizations remain relevant when key stakeholders explore their efficiency in times of difficulty, especially in the pandemic. The pandemic also impacts Catholic religious youth organizations like Student Catholic Action, but a healthy and positive attitude helps reinvent faith communities' mission. While it is commendable to assess the levels of anxiety, the organization's readiness to adapt change and challenges, support in managing and reimagining the movement, and values religious organizations' creativity and innovation. Trends and themes in youth leadership, spiritual formation, and online faith communities in this digital setup can be explored further to help contribute to the discourse on youth development and formation in the time of the pandemic. Thank you for watching. Good day.